All right. Good afternoon, all viewers. It's so good to have you all back again yet for another forum from UCSI College. I'm your host today, Roshini. And today we are going to talk everything about PREU, which PREU would suit you, A levels, foundation, sace international. Now, on that note, before we adjourn to our forum today and before we start, I would like to remind you all to actually like and share this video with everyone that you know. And you may actually leave all your questions in the comment section below and we'll get the speakers to actually answer you, yeah? All right, now, with that, I'd like to introduce our speakers for today. We have Assistant Professor Dr. Nalina, Head of Department A Levels Academic Advisor, UCSI College. Good afternoon, Dr. Nalina.
Afternoon, Oshini.
Good afternoon. We have Miss Sylvia, Southern Australian Certificate of Education, International Coordinator, UCSI College. Good afternoon, Miss Sylvia.
Hi, Roshini. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon. And we have Mr. Goh Lee Jin, Head of Program, Foundation Studies, UCSI College. Good afternoon, Mr. Goh.
Hi, good afternoon, Roshini, and hi to everyone.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Now, we'll start off with Dr. Nalina. And Dr. Nalina will be talking everything about A levels, and together we'll learn with her. Yes, Dr. Nalina, floor is with you now.
Okay. Okay, very good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I'm
Good
Dr.
afternoon,
Nalina
doctor.
from the Cambridge A-level programs. Okay, so we are running the Cambridge A. We have been running the Cambridge A-level programs for about almost 30 years already at UCSI. Okay, so let me give you a brief information about the program in UCSI. Yeah?
Yes, sure.
Okay, Cambridge GCE A-levels is the gold standard qualification, which is based on rigorous academic syllabus that optimizes the abilities of talented students with a wide range of abilities and stretch the full potential of the most able students.
All right.
Okay, so it is gold standard PREU, which is well recognized worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why you want to do Cambridge A levels is because the recognition is by universities around the world, UK and also US universities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and regarded as a passport to success in education, university, and employment. Okay,
Okay.
students develop a deep understanding of the subject, as well as independent learning, constructive thinking skills, abilities which university value highly. The, the program has curriculum is flexible, a variety of subject combination. You can do pure science, you can do arts, you can mix arts and science subjects. Okay, according to
Ah,
your
okay.
needs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
or interest. Okay, so for 2020, our
Mm-hmm.
intakes are January, May, and August.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the entry requirement to the program is 5 credits, inclusive of English and
Mm-hmm.
relevant subjects in SPM or IGCSE equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the subjects we have in UCSI are mathematics, psychology,
Mm-hmm.
chemistry, biology, economics, physics, and accounting, and also further maths for those students who are very keen to do engineering and actuarial science. Okay,
Okay.
so usually our art subjects are offered in August intake. There's a typo there. Okay, and the further maths usually can be taken as a fourth subject because most universities take in consideration maths, and further maths has has maths lah. Okay, so it's preferable you take further maths as your fourth subject.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so
Yep.
our track record has been quite consistent all this while.
Yeah.
So we
Uh-huh.
have students winning top in the world awards at
Mm-hmm.
for maths and so on. Also, we have students who have won best across 4 subjects uh, for AS level. So, and this not has been for 2019. It's been consistently every year we have been winning top in the world awards. Okay,
Okay.
so this is our most recent results.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the from the November 2019 intake. November 2019 cohort, okay, exam series. So we have students getting 50% straight A's, 54% 3 A's and above.
Wow, okay.
Okay. And 100% pass rate. Okay.
Okay.
So the picture here shows some of our top scorers who came for the A-level awards day. Okay, so we have been running the Cambridge A-level program for many years already. Okay, I think almost 30 years.
Okay.
And I've been in the program already almost 20 years already in UCSI. So we have the program has been run successfully for all this while. Our track record also has been very good and consistent all this while. So to do Cambridge A levels at UCSI is one of the top choice preview. Okay, if you
Yes, yes.
if you consider a preview program that is uh, well recognized, okay, and challenging.
All
Okay,
right.
if you want to take the challenge, you do A levels.
All right. All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Nana. Thank you so much. Now we know so much about A levels. We'll be getting to know about SACE International in a while. But before that, please share and like this video. If you have any questions, you may leave it down in the comment section below, and we would get the speakers to answer you. Yeah. In our comment section, we have Mr. Modi Kamari. He said, "Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Modi." All right. Now, moving on to SACE International, everything about SACE International. Miss Sylvia, I'll pass the
Hi.
floor to you. Yes.
Yes. Hi there. Let me start by introducing you to the SACE International Program. The SACE itself stands for the South Australian Certificate of Education. And we add the word international when the program is offered in other centers outside of Australia. So the headquarters of the SACE program is in Adelaide, South Australia. It was formerly known as the South Australian Matriculation Program. I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with the acronym SAM because this program has actually been around for many, many years. And in fact, in recent years, it has expanded worldwide so that it's not just offered in South Australia and in Malaysia, but now there are many centers in other countries such as China, Vietnam, and even Vanuatu.
Okay.
The SACE International Program, as you can see from the screen, is an internationally recognized pre-university program, and it is equivalent to the Year 12 Australian High School course. Now, that would mean that it's something like the Form 6 that's offered in Australia, because Form 6 is actually the Year 12 program. So it's very widely offered in South Australia. It's being regulated and implemented by the South Australian government via the SACE board. So the SACE board is something like the Ministry of Education, you would say, in South Australia. When you enroll into the SACE International Program, your final results will be based on a ranking system known as ATAR, and that stands for the Australian Tertiary Admission Rank. And what is ATAR? ATAR is an indicator of how you have performed relative to all students who have taken Australian matriculation courses, for example, SACE and other pre-U courses over there. This means that if you take SACE International, you'll be ranked against everyone who took SACE International in the whole world, as well as those who took other Australian programs as well, such as AUSMAT and the New South Wales HSC. This ATAR score is used by Australian universities as a criteria to admit students into their university degrees. Now, a little bit more about ATAR. As you can see from the name, it's a rank. So an ATAR score is actually a ranking system to show where you are placed in compared to all the other students who took Australian pre-U programs. For example, if you get an ATAR score of say 90, okay, that means that you're in the top 10%. of all students who took Australian pre-U programs. So the ATAR score ranks from 0 to 99.95 because there'll never be 100% ATAR score since it's a ranking. If you get an ATAR score of 99.95, you're already in the top rank. Okay, so that's a little bit about ATAR score. Next.
All right, thank you.
SACE International is internationally recognized by all the universities around the world. As you can see, there are many countries that we have already sent students to: Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, India, New Zealand, UK, and the US. It's also accepted by private institutions throughout Malaysia. And I also know of certain cases where students have been accepted into local universities in Malaysia as well. But that will be on a case-to-case basis.
Okay.
It is a fast-track external pre-U program, and it ranges from 9 to 11 months duration, depending on the intake, but a little bit more about that in a short while. It's a cost-effective external pre-U program, partly because it's a very short and fast program. So let me tell you more about the SACE International. It has a well-paced and flexible curriculum because, like the A-levels, you can also combine subjects from both sciences and humanities. And how is it different from A-levels is because it carries this continuous assessment approach. This means that you'll be tested on your study material as and when you learn it. Example, after every 2 chapters or so that you have covered, you'll be given a test for those 2 chapters, and it's counted as part of your grades. So in a sense, you will be able to accumulate your grades, and if you do well in a test, you'll be confident that you've obtained that amount of grades already. If you didn't do so well in the test, you can prepare yourself for the next test and do better then. So that way, you help to balance out your score better. And that brings us to the fact also that as you're accumulating your grades throughout the course, there will be less emphasis on the final exam, which brings us to the next point. This program, the SACE program, it comprises a mix of internal and external assessment. Now, internal means, it's 70% college-based assessment, which we call as internal assessment, because the assessments in the form of tests, quizzes, assignments, investigations, projects, these are all prepared by the college lecturers themselves. So that part will make up 70% of your grades already. And then when it comes to the end of the program in November, the students will sit for a final exam, which is a 30% component of their whole program. This is called the final or external assessment because the question papers are set in South Australia and brought over to Malaysia for the students to sit for the paper here, and then the papers are flown back to Australia to be marked by the Australian panel. So it's completely external in that sense. And then the 70% grades from the internal assessment will combine with the 30% final exam grades into 100% of your entire grade. This internal assessment that we were talking about just now, to ensure that it is of equal standing and quality compared to all the other Australian centres offering SACE and all the other worldwide centres offering SACE, it will be moderated by the SACE board, which means that we actually do send our assessments, our internal assessments, over to South Australia for the officers there to check whether we've been conducting the test correctly and whether the questions that we set are of proper quality. Okay, next. These are the details of the SACE International program at UCSI College. We have January, March, and August intakes, and the entry requirements are 5 credits inclusive of English and Maths from either SPM or IGCSE or equivalent.
Okay.
These are the subjects available. We have English as an additional language, which is a compulsory subject because English is treated very, very highly by the SACE program. We also have the 3 sciences, biology, chemistry, physics. We have humanities such as accounting, economics, psychology, and we have mathematical methods and specialist mathematics. Then finally, we also have a research project B, which is a very independent type of subject. And here are the subject combinations that are offered at UCSI College. If you're interested in taking a combination that would lead to perhaps a health science degree, such as medical, pharmacy, dentistry, food science, biotech, etc., or even engineering, then the recommended combination would be English, maths, chemistry, bio, and physics, or psychology. If you're taking something that's a little bit more technical, such as engineering or actuarial science, if that's what you're hoping to enroll in the university for, then English, maths, physics, and any other 2 subjects would be encouraged. All in all, a student at SACE International has to take 5 subjects throughout the year. And finally, if you want to take a humanities package, this will lead you to the business or actuarial science or social science degree.
Okay.
The intakes and durations at the SACE International UCSI College are as follows. We have a January intake to November. So that will take 11 months of the year. And this is usually the preferred intake because this is the optimum amount of time that the students will need to cover the program. We have a slightly accelerated program in the March intake, which is a 9 months, especially for those who may have just completed their SPM results and decide that they want to take SACE International. It's still possible to enroll in the March intake and sit for the exam in November. And then we have an August intake, which is a 15-month duration. This would be for those who perhaps may want to take the SACE program at a slightly slower pace. So they could like brush up in the beginning on the things that they have studied, or if they felt that they need a little bit more foundation in certain subjects, they can enroll in the August intake and take the first few months as the preparatory time before they continue with the program in January, which will lead them to the final exam in November of the following year for the August intake students. And as mentioned before, the assessment is 70% internal and 30% external.
Okay.
As you can see from the table, this is a summarized explanation about the intake. To take note, the final grades of the SACE International Program for the students, they would be released in mid-December, usually in the week before Christmas.
So for all intakes?
Yes, for all intakes. Bear in mind that the August intake does not sit for the exam in the same year.
It's the following year.
Yes, they will actually join the January intake and the March intake of the following year. Everybody sits for the same final exam.
Okay.
I think that's about it for the, unless there's the next slide.
Okay, so that's about it for SACE, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Sylvia.
Most welcome. Thank you.
All right. And now we know everything about SACE. On that note, to all viewers who are with us right now, good afternoon. Today we are talking about pre-U, yeah? Everything about A-level, SACE International, and the foundation studies. Now, moving on, we hope that you can actually share and like this video, and you have any questions, you may leave it down in the comment section below, yeah? We'll get the speakers to answer you. Now, moving on, we would like to present Mr. Go. Mr. Go? Yes,
Hi,
tell us
Roshni.
Hi, tell us everything about Foundation in Business and Science over at UCSI College.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Go. I'm the head of program for Foundation in Business and Foundation in Science in UCSI College. All right, now, instead of me telling you what is a foundation program, I believe most of us already know what is a foundation program. Foundation program is like a stepping stone for us to go before we go for our degree programs. There is a standard questions asked by almost all students and the parents after they finish their SPM. What degree program should I take or should I choose? This is a very common question asked by almost every students and parent. There are just a numbers of students that already determine what they want to study for degree, but most of us not really sure. So today I would like to share with you what are the courses available. How can you choose a degree program? Okay. How can you choose? So now, first, I actually should say that the title of my presentation should be "What's Next After High School," so that it's foundations is for students who have finished their SPM or O-level or even UEC. All right, you just need to check your results. Okay. Now, the common pathway from your high school, SPM, O-level, or UEC to degree, you should go through either certificate, diploma, or pre-U. And I just want to focus on pre-U today, where one of the program in PU is foundation programs. Okay. Now, to enter to our foundation program, you just need to have 5 credit in your high schools, your SPM or O-levels. Okay. 5 credits. Now, there are 2 major pillars here. We have foundation in business and foundation in science. Which one should you go? It comes into a terms and conditions where foundation in science, you'll definitely need the pure science subjects in your SPM. Okay. Now, generally, if you want to go to a more specific, for example, engineering, medicine, architectures, it will be slightly more different. Depends on the subject. That's why the terms and conditions apply here. Depends on the subjects that you have and also the score you have. Now, if you want to know more in details, you can always contact with us. Just ask us in the chat here. All right. Now, first, I would like to share with you what do we offer in UCSI College for our foundation in business and foundation in science. Then I share with you maybe how you can choose the program. Okay. Now, for foundation in business, okay, we have make a package to a students. Now, student already headache. What program should I choose? What should I study? So we want to make it easy for our students. So our foundation program has to be designed in a way that is student-centered. It's very friendly for the students, and we have in total 15 subjects. In total, 15 subjects. Out of 15, 13 of the subject is core subject, which is compulsory to all the foundation in business students. Now, we have offered a variety areas of knowledge for you to learn, for example, business, marketing, economic, even psychologies. You know, we want you to learn various knowledge. These students may proceed to a different degree program. It can be very different. So that's why we package in a way that we have a few pathway with 2 elective subjects for you to choose. What are the elective subjects? Now, if you want to go for business or social science pathway, maybe you want to study degree in business admin, degree in marketing, degree in finance and accounting, degree in psychology or mass communications. You just need to take these 2 subjects, Introduction to Mass Comm and Essential of IT. You see, IT has become a very common things that live around us today. So we have include this element in our program so that you have the knowledge of what is IT and what is offered to you, what you need to learn nowadays. There's no way you can escape from IT today. Okay. Now, other than business or social science, we also offer a pathway that is for actuarial science and architectures. Now, in this pathway, especially actuarial science is a program that needs a very strong fundamental of mathematics. So you really need to have a skill set of how to solve problem solving. So we can train you with mathematics subjects. So it's a compulsory if you want to go for actuarial science to take algebra and trigonometry as well as calculus. Now, other than this, the student may go to a very different area, which is information technology. We call it as information system. Okay, so to do that, IT, where computer, where you're learning a new language as well as you will need a lot of problem solving skill as well. So we also introduce mathematics subjects to you. So these are the three major pathway we have that allow you to go to every degree program in this business area. Okay, business area where it include also IT, social science, and the rest. Okay, now this is for foundation in business. Okay, you only need to take 15 subjects, you pass all, you go to the degree you wanted to. For those students who want to study foundation in science, maybe you want to choose the science pathway, then we have another package for you, foundation in science program. In foundation in science program, we have a total of 14 subjects. Okay, 14 subjects. We also make a package where they are the core subjects is compulsory for all students to take for foundation in science, including chemistry, mathematics, psychologies, also varieties of knowledge for you to learn. And the science subjects are here to strengthen your fundamentals before you proceed to a degree. Now, what are the general pathway that the science student would pursue to? One of it is very common, which is a health science pathway, health and bioscience. Now, the student may want to go for medical doctor, pharmacist, even biotech or science. So for this kind of pathway, you will need a biology subject. So we give a biology 2 and also IT subjects for you. You see, IT is very important nowadays and is needed in almost every industry. So we have it in almost any of our pathway here. Some of students really don't like the health science programs or pathway here. So yeah, there are a lot of inquiries here. I don't want to go for health science. So then we have an engineering and IT pathway. Now, this engineering and IT pathway is allow the students to go for any engineering program, civil engineers, chemical engineers, electronic engineers, mechatronics, a lot. Okay, you just need to take these 14 subjects. There are students who also might want to choose. You know, there are students who are quite good in their results, maybe all A's, right?
Yep.
And they're not sure. I don't know. I am okay with both biology and physics, and I think I can choose anyway, but I haven't decided yet. So for this kind of students, we allow them to take both the physics 2 and biology 2. After you take these two, you choose. Okay, you pass the subject. Of course, you need to have a specific score. Then you can choose. If you take both physics 2 and biology 2, you're eligible to choose engineering, pharmacist, medicine. Okay, so yes, they are this kind of student, and we have this package for them as well. So we have covered almost all areas for our foundation in science program as well. Now, we want to make it easy for the students, a very smooth transition for the student to study the foundations before they go to their degree. So all the subjects, doesn't matter foundation in science or foundation in business, we have final exams. We have final exam, and the final exams for every subject is the same, 50%.
Oh, 50.
50%
Okay.
of the 50%, 50% final exam. The other 50% is the coursework, for example, the quizzes, the tests, the science lab, the assignment, the presentations to assist you. Okay. Now, for more details, you can always check back with us later. Now, this is what we offer for all the students. With this package, you can almost go to any of the degree program in UCSI University. Okay. Now, it comes to the very common questions now. How should I choose my program? Yes, you have all this package, I know, but how I still not sure how should I choose my program. Now, in order to, how do you want to choose? Because from foundations, It's very fast because our foundation is only 1 year. 1 year is very fast, and you will have to make your decision very soon. How do I choose my course? Now, generally, everyone will first ask you the first questions. How was your result?
Yes.
Your SPM result, your high school results, okay? Because why? Because we want to see the subjects that you have, okay? The subjects that you have are eligible for you to go for which courses, so we can limit down, filter out the ones that is not suitable for you, and we can offer you what are the remaining courses that is suitable for you. Now, in terms of suitabilities, we also always ask you, this is actually very important, what is your interest? Okay, are you a caring person? Do you like to go out stations? All these interests, okay? So other than these two, I believe we also should look at the strength of a students. Okay? The strengths not necessarily by subjects. You score in that subject, maybe you are good in exam, but that may not be your strength. Strength is, for example, problem solving, analytical. You may be good in exam, but not really in that part. Okay, but it should give you a fundamental of that. So maybe we should look into what you have before before you decide what courses you want to go for your degree later. Now, I can give you some examples here. Okay, now if of course if I have 5 credit with B's with a specific subjects, and I'm very concerning person. I like to take care of other people's, and I'm very determined. And my strength is in the subjects like chemistry, bios, and also communication skill. So what can I be? Now, I can tell you, you can be a medical doctor. This is one of the pathway for you, a medical doctors. All right. Now, another examples, if I have 5 credits, okay, and I like to solve problems. I like to play games with solving problems, and I'm a hands-on person. My strength is like a solving problem, of course, mathematics, physics, and I can think creatively. I can tell you, you may be suitable to be an engineer. All right. Now, what if I have 5 credits? You see, this is a very minimum 5 credits. Again, I'm good in solving problem, and I like to explore things. I like to explore something new. Mathematics, I'm good. I'm good with mathematics, and I always can think creatively. What can I do? What kind of pathway should I choose? I can tell you that maybe you will be able to fly in the area or industry of information technology. Information technology is an area that you see how rapid changes is the world today. How many new apps coming out every minute nowadays. So you have to keep on with the changes. That's why the explorations is very important here. You really need to be a person that like to explore. Right? Now, what if I'm a loving, I'm a person who loves designing, but my design is limited to space and structures. I believe when come into here, you guys should be have some ideas already. You are good in communication and you have creative thinking. Yes, architecture. Okay, you're suitable to be an architecturals. But architecturals, another thing about architectural is that you will not stay in office only or just at the work, the site. You'll be going to the office, do your design, and you also have to visit the site as well. So this is the nature of the field, the industry. Okay. Now, if I'm a person that fascinating on human mind, and I'm good in solving problems, I have critical thinking as my strength, and I'm good in statistics. Statistics is I can see the pattern of a certain variables patterns. Okay, so you can be a psychologist. You can be a psychologist. So the programs like degree on psychology is suitable for you. But of course, if you look at the interest part, solving problem, because patients coming to you because they have problems. This should be the interest you have. Okay. Now, what if my interest in kids? I'm very patient in teaching the kids. And of course, you have to be creative. Yes, you can be in the industry of early childhood. Okay, very interesting. You have to,
Yes.
this is who you are. This is what you like to do. So you should pursue to this kind of area. For example, if I'm a fun person, that among us, there are people, your friends who good in making jokes and also quite creative, and they are good in communicating with others. I tell you, this person is suitable to be in industry of mass communications. He or she can be a journalism, a journalist. You can be a actors. Okay, so yeah, this is the area for you. Okay, now I hope these examples will help you to explore about yourself. For example, if I'm very attention to details. Some people COD they are very attention to certain details, and they are good in mathematics. Then you are the accountants. You are very suitable to be an accountant.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
Yes.
now, if I don't like to work for others, I want to be a boss. I can tell that go for entrepreneur, be a businessman. But what is the strength that is needed for you is you have to be analytical, and you need to be able to adapt to any environment, because business, come on, you really have to be able to work with others and to see the chances for you, the chances out there, okay, the opportunity. Now, what if some people say, I maybe want to be boss because I just want to be flexi. I want to be very flexible in my working, and I like to travel a lot. Then there is actually a course. Yes, this is a course. It's called real estate management. And this real estate, if you study with us, you can go and apply a real estate agent license. The license is recognized by the Malaysia government.
Okay.
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 So this is very important. You see the area, the programs that I share with you are so different from one to another, so different. They are all different, and they can all be gone through if you take our foundations programs. You go through our foundation, all these can go through. Yeah, you can study any of these degree programs. So other than your result, your interests, and your strengths, maybe you want to look at the working environment. Which working environment suits you? Do you think you like to be in office only, or you like to always travel around? So this is a working environment. Who are the type of people you want to be with when you're working? Imagine you are working about 8 to 10 hours a day. These are the people you are facing every day. So which kind of environment suits you? I hope that this will give you some ideas for you to start exploring about yourself, your interests, your strength, and what are the pathway available or suitable for you. After all this long chat, yes.
Yeah. Go
yes.
on, Mr. Go. Go on, Mr.
Okay.
Go.
So there are still a lot of students may be asking now, I still not sure what is my interest, and I still can't decide. How? Yes, I don't know my interest. I don't know what is my strength. Okay. I'm not sure what to study. My friends, my family has been introduced to me a lot of pathway, a lot of degree program I should go, and I'm still not sure. If that is the case, you're really not sure what you want to go, and I would personally recommend you this. Okay, look for the programs that is recognized by a professional bodies in Malaysia. So professional bodies that is governed by the Malaysia government. What do you mean by professional bodies? Professional bodies such as the Malaysian Medical Councils, Engineering Accreditation Council Board. So all these are the professional bodies in Malaysia. They are the one that give us the license or recognitions to do or be in the job. You can be a businessman without a degree, but you cannot be a doctor or engineer if it is not recognized by the country. you just cannot. And a lot of people know that, oh, medical doctor, you must study medical, okay? But accountant also the same, engineer also the same, architecture also the same. There are so many professional bodies, so many boards out there. Yes. So if you study this kind of programs, for me, it actually gives you extra value compared to the others. Not necessarily this is the best, but this is how you can limit and filter out if you really do not know how to choose. I would recommend this to you. Okay. If you want to know more, you can always contact with us, chat with us, so that you can know what kind of programs that have these kind of professionals recognitions. Okay. Now, other than this, there are also students who are asking, yes, I know my friends who are studying foundation, after that they are continuing in Malaysia. But if I want to go to other country, okay, I'm taking foundation because I want to have a fast track, 1 year finish. Then after that, I want to study in other country. Is that possible? Some of students asked that before, and I can tell you now, yes. Some of our partner universities around the world, okay, UK, US, that has recognized us being our partners, work close with us to offer more programs, more pathway for our students. Yes, I tell you, it is possible. It is even possible for you. For example, those students, they say, I have some financial issue, or maybe I don't want to leave my family so fast. Can I spend more years in Malaysia before I go to the other country? Yes, there is a possibility you can study first and second year here and just complete your final year in that country. You can go experience the cultures, the environment in that country for just final year, 1 year. That will reduce your costs. The possibility are there. It is possible. It can. All right? It can. So yes, I would say that studying the foundations actually give you a lot of possibilities. A lot. What do you need? Very simple. You just need to aim high, and you and us, we work hard together. All right. You see, what I'm sharing with you here is there are a lot of information out there. A lot. Maybe most of it you still do not know yet. And we just want to let you know the possibilities is a lot. Don't just limit yourself to a certain programs. Or my result is not good, I can't do this and that. I can tell you now, no, it is not. There's still a lot of possibilities out there. Okay, what you need to do, aim high, work hard together with us. And one of the most important thing is trust yourself. Okay, be bold. Don't be afraid to make choice. Okay, we UCSI College are here to assist you. We are here to help you to move forward to achieve your dream, or to help you to get a dream before you can achieve it and to be success. That's the only thing. Possibilities are out there. There is a lot of chances for you at your age now. Okay, so work with us and work hard. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Goh. Now, to all viewers who are with us right now, if you heard just now, Mr. Goh, he was talking about all the international placements. Now, we have a department in UCSI College called the International Collaboration Center, where we have officers in them who would actually help you all with your worldwide university placement. Yeah. So do look for us. Don't worry. We'll guide you through. Not a problem. And yeah, if you have any questions about A levels now, Foundation Science, Foundation Business, the SACE International Program, please drop your questions in the comment section below. We'll get all our speakers to answer you today. Right now, okay, I'm going to ask some questions. Probably we'll start with Dr. Nalina first.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Naina, there's this question from parents and students. They come to me and then they tell me, Ms. Roshini, people tell me A levels is tough. How tough is it? What would your advice be for students, who think it's tough, whether they can get through?
A levels is a very strong program which tests the students their knowledge, so the student becomes the master of the subject. So most student who wants to go for critical courses like medicine, pharmacy, law, it's good to take A levels because you have a very strong foundation already. So when you go when you progress to degree, you will not have any issues in the courses in the degree, because I've got feedback from students. Yes, and they go to when they study at degree level, they are doing very well. Okay, some of them got 4 flat. They're doing pharmacy courses at other university. Okay, so they come with me with very positive feedback and telling that they did A levels and they find their first year in university quite smooth. Okay, they don't feel because they already gone through the academic rigor already through A levels. So going to once they have the tenacity and the toughness they've gone through A levels, the degree comes quite natural for them. So
Okay.
if you say tough, but I got some students for mediocre will try to prove themselves they are better. So if they have done well, I got a few some students who got 5 Bs for SPM, and then the boy got 3 As for A levels.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
he told me that Dr. Nalina, you wait and see, I will do better than my SPM.
Okay. All right, all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Naina. Now, next questions, I think quite common from students and parents as well. Do I or does one need to be a A student to pursue A levels?
Very hard to say. It depends on your hard work lah. Actually, hard work plays a very important role for A levels. So I got a B student. I teach A level chemistry. I got a B student who told me, teacher, my chemistry at SPM only B only. So can I cope with A levels or not? So he managed to score A star for chemistry A levels, and then he came and thanked me. He said, teacher, thank you very much for helping me. I didn't expect to get A star, and I got A star. He's very hardworking. He really sit and do all his work. He started studying beginning itself. So if you work hard, anything is possible.
Yeah, true, true. So to all viewers, work hard, and I'm sure we can achieve everything that we want. Thank you so much, Dr. Nalina. Next question, I think I'll ask Ms. Sylvia. Now,
Yes,
Ms. Sylvia,
sure.
I have parents and students asking now. 70% of the SACE International is actually coursework, right?
That's right.
So what does it encompass, and how important is it, or what do y'all actually do with 70%? How does it go?
Okay. Well, as you know, the actual program usually starts in January and ends in November. And throughout the 11 months, 10 months of that program would be all internal assessment, meaning from January to October. And within this 10 months, the 70% internal assessment will be made up of every subject having its own class quizzes, class tests, semester exams, investigations, assignments, projects, and finally the trial exams. So I'll just break that down for you. A class quiz could be a very short and within the lesson type of assessment, and it might only carry, say, 3% of the grades. Whereas a class test might be slightly longer, an hour or an hour plus, and that could be about 5 to 10% of the entire grades. Then we come to semester exam, which is a little bit more important because it tests the tests the syllabus that has been covered for the whole semester, and that perhaps could be about 15 to 20%. Then also you have investigations and assignments, and these are where sometimes the students might be divided into smaller teams to work together, or sometimes they might do their own research where the lecturer gives them some guidelines, but they have to go and find out things on their own and compile it into some kind of report. So it's not the same as a class test or class quiz because that one is done as an assessment within the class, whereas an investigation or assignment or project might be something that is a take-home piece of work to do, and then the student compiles it as a report. So all these will form up the 70% internal assessment. As you can see from what I mentioned just now, it helps when the student knows that he or she is accumulating his or her percentage of grades after every assessment. So that makes up the entire 70% internal assessment. It's a good approach for students who feel that they cannot cram everything at the end. So they would prefer to spread out how they could collect their grades, so to speak. Some students prefer it that way. Of course, there will be other students who prefer not to have to prepare for so many tests all the time, and then they would feel much more comfortable with a end of the program type of exam. That's not safe.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Sylvia. Thank you so much. Now, before I go on with the next question, to all viewers, you can ask us anything, yeah? We'll get the speakers to answer you. And Miss Sylvia, the research subject in SACE, right? It's optional.
It is one of the choices of the subjects that they might want to take. Yes.
Would you recommend students taking research?
I guess I have to temper my answer. It largely depends on the student, actually. You see, the research project, which is offered by UCSI College, is called Research Project B. It's too technical to explain the difference between Research Project A and B. But anyway, Research Project requires a student to be very independent because the student will not get much guidance from the lecturers. All that the student will do is have some consultation sessions with the lecturer, but the student has to come up with the topic of research by himself or herself, has to come up with all the research materials by himself or herself. So there's not much help from the teacher in that sense. This is meant to train the student to really be able to investigate and do research on his own or her own. Some of the methods are very rigorous, including conducting surveys, maybe even producing a video of what he or she has discovered. So as to would I advise it? Again, I would say if there are students who are interested in this kind of approach, then by all means go ahead. But if there are students who feel that maybe their upbringing or their background hasn't prepared them for this, then perhaps not.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Sylvia. Viewers, you can actually put in your questions here and we'll get the speakers to answer you. We just got a question from Mr. Hao Yang. He said, hi, want to ask if there is any possibility to apply scholarship for A levels or foundation. Yes, Hao Yang, there is. However, you may actually leave your contact number down in the comment section below, or we'll get in touch with you privately and we'll guide you through. Not a problem. I hope I've answered your question, Hao Yang. And okay, moving on, Mr. Goh.
Yes.
Right. Yes, Mr. Goh. Okay. This is question from students and parents as well, frequently asked. Now, why pursue foundation instead of STPM or matriculation? What would you advise?
Okay.
As an academician, yeah.
Okay. STPM and matriculations is very, very common among Malaysians. Okay. After we finish our SPM or maybe O levels, most of us may first thought about STPM or matriculations. Right? Why? Because most of us, after we finish our SPM, then we are thinking that, okay, after that I take my STPM and then I go for public universities, So it's a good choice. It's a good choice, but there is one practical concern here, where there are actually a lot of applications to public universities, especially the top 5, like UM, UKM, USM, UPM, UTM. Okay, so they have been upgraded to a research university. A lot of people wanted to apply to go to these universities, yet the sittings are limited. Now, when you fill in your applications, you send there after your STPM, the SPM take about 2 years, after you study 2 years, then you send in, and then the feedback from the government says that, you are not suitable. The sitting is full. You're not allowed to go in. It's already 2 years. Okay, so where would you want to go if you still want to pursue that particular programs? So normally they will go for a public university or even travel overseas. And then they will start considering, oh, when do I start, the financial issues and so on. Now, this will be a shocking to the students or the families, right? Where, oh, now my plans has changed so sudden. I can't go to my initial plan, so I have to change. Whereas foundations is very different. Foundation is where we want to have a very smooth transition for the students. When you take a foundation, maybe I want to take these few programs. Now, the only thing you need is to, again, work hard and make sure all the subjects pass and other entry requirement is fulfilled. Then you can still pursue your program. We will, when you come to our college, we will and already teach you, to counsel you, how are the possible pathway, how should you study, what are the subjects you should focus on if these are the scope of program you might want to pursue. We will give you very close counseling, and we'll give you a lot of supports in that sense. So foundation in that way is for the students that want to have smooth transitions. You won't be like suddenly shocked, oh, now my plan changed, or now I suddenly need another 400,000 to support my kids for study. So this is when you take SPM or matriculations. For me, I believe education and study is about focus. It's about have a very smooth transitions, getting the results that you want. Even for foundation to degree, you can still apply scholarships, financial aid to assist the student of VTPTN, which also the same if you go from STPM to your degree in public university, you still apply for scholarships or what do you call that, financial aids or PTPTN. So for me, I think, yes, foundation is a very good program where you have a very smooth transitions. Our students are all having a good experience with us from the foundation all the way to their degree. So this is, for me, I feel like foundation will give a very good experience, a study experience and student experience. Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Go. Thank you so much. And okay, we have 3 minutes left to all our viewers. You can ask us anything, and we'll get in the comment section below, and we'll get the speakers to answer you. Mr. Go, there's this question. Okay, parents, right? Okay, not only parents, students. They ask, what's the difference between physics 1, 2, chemistry 1, 2, bio 1, 2?
Okay. Now, in a physics or chemistry or biology, this scope of knowledge is actually very wide. For example, I can give you an examples of physics. Okay. Now, what do we study about in physics? In physics, we can study about something that moves, kinematics, the forces. We may study about sunlight, the wave. We may study about electromagnetic. We may study about optic. So all these are very different. Okay. Of course, in terms of the knowledge, there are also level of difficulty in that. So we have designed in such a way that the one that is more fundamental, for example, kinematics, dynamics, all right, simple harmonic motions, to be grouped in one subject, physics 1. Okay. So the tougher knowledge, the more in depth you will learn it in physics 2. Okay, like the wave, all right, nuclear physics, all these are more in depth, and also it's a different area. Okay, they can be interrelated. Some of the knowledge and concept can be bring forward from one part to another part, but they are actually different, and they have a different in terms of the level of learning. Okay, so that's why the tougher part will be in physics 2, where you already have some fundamental. Oh, I already know how to solve all these. What are the skill set I need? Then when it comes to physics 2 or chemistry 2 or bio 2, you are already adapted to the way of solving problems, and it will help you. But there's a difference between 1 and 2. And with 1 and 2, it will cover most of the area in that subjects that helps you to go to your degree program, which is even more in depth.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Go. Now it's sharp 3 now. Now, before we end our forum, probably Dr. Nalina, Mr. Go, and Miss Sylvia. Okay, we'll start with Dr. Nalina probably. Dr. Nalina, what would you want? Just one line. What would you say to students who would like to pursue A levels? You need to unmute, Dr. Nalina.
Just tell them to take the challenge. If you're a good student, you do A levels. You can you take the challenge and do A levels, and then you can you'll find success in the future.
Okay, Miss Sylvia, to students who are going to uptake SACE.
Well, I think SACE program helps to build your confidence and your knowledge as well. So I would say go for it as well.
Okay, thank you, Miss Vel. Mr. Go, for foundation students.
So for those who want to go for a fast track, just 1 year, and you want to have a vast possibility, a lot of degree program for you to choose, take the foundation programs. That's my advice. That we are here to consult you, to help you to achieve your dreams.
Okay. Now, on that note, thank you so much, Mr. Go. Now, on that note, before we end, just to remind you all, we'll be having another forum tomorrow on why you should study the 3+0 Oxford Brookes University's Business Management and Accounting Finance at UCSI College at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. So please join us, and I hope to see all of y'all there. And thank you to all our viewers who have been with us until now. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much, Ms. Sylvia, Dr. Narina, and Mr. Go.
Thank you, Roshini.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
no
Have a nice
problem.
day.
You too.